remember back in 2021 when I first decided to bring my camera around and document my life in school. This is like my college YouTuber arc where I decided to film my life just in class in engineering, document that all and just put it out there because I realized there weren't actually a lot of YouTube videos about my school from a student's perspective. And one day when I was out and about filming, someone came up to me. They told me that it was super cool and inspiring to see another student going about their day, filming, making videos, editing, vlogging their lives, and putting it out there to share. She then pulled out this tiny little camera out of her pocket to show me that she actually also makes vlogs about her day. She told me that she made the videos for herself, her parents, and her grandparents to watch back home now that she's moved away for school. And honestly, I still think about that because it was so different from any of the reasons that I decided to pick up a camera. It felt genuine, it felt sincere, it was authentic. The videos weren't even public, they were just unlisted videos that she would send to family. And the reason I bring all of this up is because the camera that she showed me that day was the Insta360 Go 2. And today, I have its older sibling, the Insta360 Go 3S. So obviously a lot of time has passed since then and a lot has changed. But that one conversation I had back in 2021 has really stuck with me. I think a lot about what vlogs should really be used for. Of course, they're best used for telling stories, but what kind of stories do I actually want to tell? And more importantly, who am I actually telling these stories to? Is it some random stranger on the internet on the other side of the world, or is it just my parents who just want to make sure that their kid is still doing all right? This is actually footage from New York, November 2024, and I shot a lot of this POV style just to get a secondary recount of how that week went. This was my first week hanging out with a ton of creators, and I wanted to have a more personal retelling of it for myself. So this is footage that has never actually seen the light of day, but because of the way it's shot, it just feels so much more personal to me. So when I sit down to think about why cameras like this are popular now, I think it all comes down to one thing, which is intrusiveness, or I guess lack of intrusiveness. The reason that this camera has a place in my kit isn't just because of its size, it's also because of its convenience. When I'm out filming myself with this little flip screen, I don't feel like I'm stealing the moment. I don't feel a lot of pressure from carrying a camera around. I don't feel awkward in public, and I just don't feel like there's a lot of eyes on me because of how non-intrusive it is. And that's really important because it allows me to act naturally in front of the camera as well as flip my camera around and allow the things in front of me life to unfold naturally. This is like way easier to film on than bringing out my big camera, which I didn't do the math or measure anything, but I would say that this thing is like 10 times smaller. So of course doing this, like my arm doesn't get tired, and also it's a little less awkward. I mean, to be fair, I am still talking to myself on the middle of the street, walking with my arm out in front of me, but it is a little bit more natural in that way. And that's kind of the same reason why I still don't use a full frame camera. This week, so many people were asking me like, oh, what's your next camera? What are you gonna switch to next? Because like I think a lot of people always think that APS-C smaller cameras are like for beginners or amateurs, but I don't really think of cameras that way. If a camera does everything I need it to do and it's small, that's perfect. I don't see a reason to upgrade to a bigger camera just to get like 1% better. Yeah, like after a certain while, the returns are definitely less than what you put in. And that is exactly the case with small cameras like this, especially with all those magnetic features and detachable camera stuff. That's really cool. So that is my chapstick. That's crazy. I can see why all those years ago my friend would use the older version of this camera to document her time in class, because it just doesn't take you out of the moment. I think something that I didn't understand in the beginning, because I was always chasing the perfect shot, was that sometimes if you have to ruin a moment or take yourself out of the right headspace and the environment just to grab a shot for a vlog, sometimes I don't think it's worth it, because you don't want to take away from a moment in real life to go capture something for a video. Because again, I think a lot of the moments that make a vlog super personal and authentic are these little moments, the ones that can't be reproduced. As much as I love filmmaking and setting up a nice shot, getting your friends to stand in as actors, I think what makes vlogging truly personal and authentic is the fact that it's not that. It's about showing something from your unique perspective. I think if you're someone starting out who's a little bit on the shyer side and doesn't really want to carry a huge camera when they're out and about vlogging, drawing attention to themselves, something like this, the Insta360, is definitely something to look into. While yes, bigger cameras often do things that smaller cameras can't, the truth is also the same for the opposite. The smaller camera can do a lot that the bigger camera can't, and it's really just about using the right tool for you in that situation. The kit comes with a few mounts that I think makes shooting with it a lot more fun. The classic chest mount, but because everything is magnetic, it really is just as easy as snapping it on and off. And I actually used this setup the other day to go shoot my little photo walk. I had the camera and the pendant on my chest right here, and then I could go out and shoot with my main camera while getting BTS. You also have a tripod mount and this little clip-on mount. When you have it in the pod, you get the standard action camera format, but it actually has a little flippy screen, which makes it perfect for vlogging. Great news, the 3S also shoots in 4K so that I can insert it into my talking head segments or into my videos as needed. And when you click this little button on the side, the entire camera actually detaches from the rest of the pod. And this is like the actual brains of the operation here. This is the actual camera. So you can now take this and attach it really anywhere you want, anywhere that's magnetic, because the entire thing is a magnetic system. You can go mount this camera and get really, really unique shots, as well as now it's even more discreet. So if you're looking to pick up one of these tiny vlogging cameras, you can check it out in the link in description. I totally recommend adding one to your kit because I just think that there's a lot of unique things that you can do with this that a traditional camera just doesn't allow you to do. For a limited time, you can also get the entire package for 15% off plus a free gift until June 8th. So thank you again to Insta360 for sponsoring this project, and if you're someone who's looking to make some more personal vlogs this summer, go check it out.